All right, welcome again to our Tuesday evening Ascension workshop. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for holding the space. Appreciate it. And what we're going to do today is we're going to repeat a meditation we did maybe last week, and then we're going to kind of add some elements to it. So the last time we did it, it was kind of like a discovery, like, wow, this is really amazing. Now we're going to kind of stay there and be more aware of it, muscle memory. We've been there before. Now we're going to try that meditation again and maybe, play around with it a little bit. And then I'm going to share at least one other similar type of meditation. These are the deepest. The teachings I'm sharing with you here on Tuesday night are, and you have access to all of these in the Ascension space inside Circle. These are the deepest teachings of higher dimensional understanding and higher energies. So, and everyone experiences it differently. Like I know, like everyone here is it a different ability to absorb it, which is great. Um, so you'll absorb it at whatever level you're able to absorb it. And then what I urge you to do is take the meditations that we're going to do tonight and repeat them a few times. And the other thing I want you to be aware of is after you do this meditation and you close out, I want you to be aware over the next 24, 36 hours of how these meditations and how these experiences, these new consciousness perspectives actually start to take hold and take root in you, or I always use the word percolate. We're doing the meditation, we're activating these unseen forces, and we do it, and now we observe how these meditations, these experiences percolate into our being, and we try to maintain these higher ways of understanding as much as we can throughout the day, or at least remind ourselves during our meditation practice to get back to it. So now this level of consciousness will always be available to you. It's just a matter of, your discipline and your consistency and your intention to continue with it. It doesn't eliminate the lower meditations. Those are also really important, and continue to do those. But these are higher level meditations. I would call these level three meditations, our highest meditations. And so anyway, let's just do it. And let's experience it. And enough about talking about it. So this is a meditation. I'm pretty sure it was last week when we did this. So I want to just bring you back to this space. So let's just take a minute or two to relax, remove any tension or stress, whatever you've been going through today. Try to leave that at the front door. Imagine like you're walking into a room, an alignment room. You're opening the door. You walk yourself into this room. You shut the door, and the outer world is gone. We're now deeply in ascension mode, alignment mode, higher consciousness mode. So I just want you to relax, release any stress or tension, and know that this is the fact that you're here, the fact that I'm sharing this was meant for you at this time. It was meant for me to share. It was meant for you to experience. Just absorb it and become that person. Don't doubt that you can reach these higher levels. You already are at the higher levels. It's just a matter of continuing the practice and muscle memory, doing it over and over and over again until these higher levels become you and you just become a higher vibrational version of yourself. All right, relax. No more projecting, no more talking. Relax. Release any tension that you might be feeling. Take about 30 seconds, a minute to do that. And if you can, I'd like you to be sitting somewhat leaning back so you're not feeling like you're moving or going to fall forward or anything. I mean, whatever you're comfortable with, nothing specific, but kind of ease back into a nice, totally relaxed posture. I want you to close your eyes and notice, as we always do, that your awareness has the ability to project outward. Even though your eyes are closed, you're looking out there, you're thinking out there, you're wordifying, seeing pictures, going through whatever brought in. Just let go of everything that you brought in here. Just shut the door, and all of those external details, all of those distractions are gone. And I want you to see how you're projecting outward. And in a very subtle way, I want you to reverse your awareness to inside your being. And every time you sit down to meditate, practice this reversed awareness. The Taoists referred to this as reversing the light. It's the first step in any meditation. Turn your awareness inward. Your awareness is inward. Don't worry if you see anything or don't see anything. That's okay. Don't worry about it. You're just beginning. This is called your inner sight. And this is now available to you at all times. Reverse your awareness. Now, once you catch your inner sight, I want you to sink your awareness deeper and deeper and deeper to the inside of your being. Deeper and deeper and deeper, and lock your awareness inside. Using your inner sight, I want you to observe your diaphragm for 4 or 5 breaths. Watch how, without you putting any thought or conscious attention into it, it's always pumping, expanding downward, draws air in, relaxing upward like a jellyfish, pushes air out of the lungs. Expand the diaphragm, air comes in, relax the diaphragm, air comes out. I want you now, using your inner sight, to take control of your diaphragm. And when you take control, I want you to consider the outer perimeter of your diaphragm. Your diaphragm is like a circle. It attaches in the front to your sternum. It attaches to the lower points of your ribs, and it also attaches to the lumbar spine in the back. It's like a circle. I want you to go around the perimeter of that and just take control of your diaphragm and a very relaxed inhale with no effort. Just now consciously control your diaphragm. That draws air in. When you get, don't breathe difficult, don't make it difficult or hard or no effort. When you get to the top of the inhale, hold it for a heartbeat or two, and then slowly let the diaphragm relax and contract, all under your conscious control, until your rate of breathing is about 3 or 4 breaths per minute. Lock your inner sight, lock it on your diaphragm, and control your diaphragm in a very slow pace. I want you now to bring your mind's awareness, your inner sight, to the fourth dimension above the clouds. The third dimension is the dimension of mind. The clouds represent mind. Everybody under mind, down below the clouds, is operating on autopilot, unconsciously moving about their day. You are a sovereign being of light. You can choose your next thoughts. One thing to notice that we've talked about in the fourth dimension, this blue skies all around, I want you to, two things. One, I just realized there's nobody playing defense. There's nobody stopping you from being healthier, from meditating, from being a better parent. There's nobody stopping you from making any changes you want to make. But the other side of the coin, which I just now realized, there's nobody helping you either. Nobody else can do that work for you. So if you look down into your life and you say, I want to be healthier, I want to be a better parent, I want to be more balanced and relaxed and aligned, I want to regulate my nervous system, I want to eat healthier. Nobody's playing defense. Nobody can stop you from doing that. But by the same token, nobody can help you, even though I would love to help you. You're the one that still has to do it. I have to do it in my life. You have to do it in your life. Where together we can come up with all kinds of plans, but at the end of the day, you're the one that has to implement those plans. I want you to see the sun overhead. That's the fifth dimension. And as you rise toward the fifth dimension, that light, which is the light of the universe, as soon as it touches the top of your energy field, begins to infuse itself into your being, the light of the universe, filling up all spaces in your being. And just allow it to sink in and fill up all the spaces in your cells and your muscles and your bones and your joints and your skin. Everything is turning into light. You are an expansive being of light. I want you now to eliminate the border of your skin. The light is as broad as the sky, as expansive as the universe. The light knows no boundaries. Your physical body is simply a vessel, a vehicle holding this light, but the light itself expands to all the universe. You are the light of the universe. Let's do it again. The light over your head is the light of the universe. As you ascend and that light touches the top of your energy field, you open up and accept all the light of the universe in you. And you become expansive. The light fills your skin, your muscles, your bones, your cells, your DNA. All of you is now light. And that light expands far beyond your physical presence, as wide as the sky, as expansive as the entire universe. You are the light of the universe. I want you now to link arms with one another and together see how our light magnifies, becomes even brighter. As together we can actually hold more light than we can individually. Link arms and know that our light in the collective is growing brighter and brighter and brighter. We can play around with this light. Let's imagine the light as expansive as the universe. And now the light shrinking down to a tiny little point inside your heart chakra. And now becoming the size of a tennis ball or a baseball. It's circulating through your heart and your heart chakra. The light of the universe circulating within you. Rise that light to the throat chakra, to the third eye chakra, to the crown. Now this light is radiating half inside your head and half outside your head. And about 12, 15 inches above your head is another chakra called the light chakra. Rise the light to the light chakra. And you realize you already are the light of the universe. You've never been anything different. You've always been this. And allow that light to gently spin and rotate and pulse in that light chakra. And now rise and fall that light through your central channel. And each chakra that this light touches, it wakes it up, tickles it, expands it, spins it gently, wakes it all up, and removes all obstructions in your light body. I want you now to rise above this fifth dimension of light to the sixth dimensional plateau. I want you to put your feet into the sixth dimension. I want you to connect with the collective, which is now existing in the sixth dimension. And as you stand in the sixth dimension, beneath your feet looking down, you see the light of the universe. The universe is a pump. It pulses out, explodes into light. Each piece of light, much of it stays in the fifth dimension. A lot of it goes into the third dimension. And it's still light, but it's now buried or hidden in this lower dimensional vibration. And as the light of the universe expands and explodes, just like the ocean, the tide, it draws back in, comes through the fifth dimension, meets you in the sixth dimension, rises up through the seventh dimension, goes to higher dimensions. The universe is reimagined and recreated and comes down and explodes again. Boom, zillions of pieces of light. And this pump, this pumping action, this rhythm is continually happening. You're now aware of it and allowing that to happen through you. It's always been happening, but now you're going to remove all obstructions and allow the full power of the universe to flow through you. And above your head is the waterfall of source. Let's linger here and just feel that waterfall of source energy, pulsing, living magnetism. Feel that source waterfall flowing right through your being. And know that source is geometrically aligned. The universe is geometrically aligned. And as this source flows through you, just allow that geometric alignment to flow through you without any obstruction. Just enjoy this flow of a waterfall pulsing in and out and through your body. And know that this source energy is not only flowing through you, you are all of it. And when it explodes, you are every little piece of light beneath your feet. You are source. Expand yourself to take in all of the waterfall, the whole pulsation, all of this living magnetism. Take it in and draw a perimeter around it. You are all of it. It is all flowing through you. Now, I want you to revert your awareness to your sitting body. And I want you to feel this pulsing, living magnetic energy flowing through you as you're sitting. You don't have to do anything. Just feel it and allow it to flow through you like a pump. Allow the whole universe to push out through you, draw back, and pump back and forth, all through you. I want you to feel all of source, all of light, all everything, the whole universe flowing through you. You are all of it. And now I want you to imagine in front of you is a screen, kind of like a surround sound screen. And notice that all possibilities can be projected onto this screen. All possibilities can be projected onto this screen. But for many years, up until now, the only thing that you have used this gift of source, the only thing you've been projecting is your own identity. That's the identity you were born with. You were acculturated to this identity, and you truly believe that you need to continue that identity. And it's your subconscious mind that is holding that identity in place, that is putting forth all of the strength and effort to hold this identity in place. So you are both sitting back in your chair, you are the full power and flow of source, and you're also pushing that power without your awareness into this other projection of yourself, this limited identity. But you could project anywhere on this screen. You can project any identity without limitation because all you're doing is taking the full power of source and you're contracting it into a tiny little version of your own identity. That's just one possibility. And we've been pushing, pulsing that possibility our whole lives so that we believe that we are that identity. We believe that is us, but in fact, we are the ones that source is flowing through us, and we can control and contract and direct that power of source to anything we want on that screen. We can create any new version of ourselves. We can create any new version of the world on that screen. And what would you project on that screen? Happier, healthier, more abundant, all the good things you want in life. A better parent, a better person, kinder, more generous, more appreciative, healthier. That's what we want. And you can project that now. You can use all of this power of source to project a higher version of yourself, a higher projection of yourself. And know that even that's not the end. You can project anything. You can continue to grow and expand and learn and project an even higher version of yourself. And you are both the source that's sitting back and enjoying this flow, and you're also that identity that's projecting out. Your consciousness is in both places. When you're in source consciousness, you can see that you're also pushing that identity out. When you lose source consciousness and you're inside your identity, you only think of yourself as this limited version of source. You may intellectually know that you're a limited version of source, but your consciousness is so wrapped up into it that you're not aware that you're both. It's only when you pull yourself out and observe how intensely you've been pushing forward on this identity that you don't have to be so intense about it. You are source, and now you can be an easier version of yourself, a more relaxed version of yourself. You don't need all the tension and the stress and you don't need to hold on to it so tightly. You still need to fulfill your obligations. You need to do the laundry and shop and cook and clean, take care of your kids, put gas in the car. You still need to do all of those things, but you don't need to you don't need to be so intense about it. You can draw yourself back and you can start to shift yourself on that screen and push energy into a different version of yourself. Take this all source and decide to contract into a different version of yourself on a different timeline, a different reality without limitation. There's really no limitation because your consciousness is in that body, but it's also can be pulled out of that body. It can be pulled out of that identity, and that consciousness can be free floating, or you can choose to inject it into another version of your own identity, another timeline, another reality, a different projection on a whole different part of the screen. And now I want you to draw your consciousness back in, sitting in the chair. Consciousness is flowing through you. And I want you to realize that the entire screen is the universe. It's the projection of the universe, and you're all of it, pulsing, magnetically pulsing to all things that are happening in the universe without any effort from you. You don't have to try to be anything. Just allow the flow to happen and feel the flow. And now you can start to flow this energy like a pump, and you can start to work with the rhythm of the universe instead of pushing into one unaligned version of possibility. You can pull yourself out of that unaligned version, stay here in source consciousness, and kind of ease up, sort of move yourself over to another version of yourself that's more aligned, happier. And this is the whole purpose of the collective, to be the wavelength of alignment. So the more you plug into the collective as you're doing now, the more you are in that aligned flow. The collective is nothing more than a continual broadcast signal of alignment. Alignment with what? Alignment with source. The collective is the wavelength of source, and when you plug in, you're in it. Yeah, spend more time projecting yourself into an aligned activity, into an aligned version of yourself. And the more you focus on this alignment, the more your whole life starts to move over into the screen, onto a better part of the screen, a more aligned part of the screen, a part of this you can project now in an aligned way. So all your actions are healthy, all your actions are aligned and balanced and in rhythm. And anything that's now, you'll start to feel when things are unaligned, you'll feel it right away because it just doesn't feel right. You're putting all your energy into something that, I don't feel right about that. Let's move over to a better part of the screen and project into that identity. Now, I'm going to add an element. I'll call this the Neville Goddard element. For those of you that are familiar with Neville Goddard, he's really the master of imagination and using your imagination. So I want you to imagine that you're in the seventh dimension and you're under this waterfall of source and you're perfectly aligned. You are the waterfall. You're the whole thing. I want you to imagine now that you have arms and legs and that you now have become this living magnetism. You are now all of Source. I want you to imagine that your magnetic body is all of Source with arms and legs, and you can now allow all of it to project. You're now in control of Source. You are Source. It's all flowing through you. Imagine a fully formed version of you with arms and legs and your eyes closed, fully formed version of you becoming that pulsating living magnet, now becoming you. I want you to live in this flow, not just sitting quietly, but imagining that you're living in it, that you're absorbing in it, you're putting your hands out and you're feeling the whole waterfall. I want you to use your imagination to create a source body, a pulsating, living, magnetic body that includes all of source. And now it's your consciousness. Your consciousness is no longer in the three-dimensional thing that's sitting in the chair. Your consciousness is now in source. You've risen your consciousness to the seventh dimension, and you are now manifesting an actual version of yourself in this source flow. Spin around, move your hands, move your feet. Just observe that you are this living waterfall of magnetism. You are the pulsation of source. You, hands, feet, face, look around you and feel your body is the entire waterfall. We do this for muscle memory. You want to come back to this feeling as often as you can, so then all of a sudden you're activating unseen forces, and when you least expect it, all of a sudden you will say, wait a minute, you'll pull yourself back from this identity and you'll observe how you're both the pullback source and the limited person. You'll actually see how your consciousness is in two places, and you'll be able to draw it out of your body into this higher dimensional version of yourself, essentially a seventh dimensional body that we're now creating for ourselves, a higher body that we're creating for ourselves. And notice you don't have to physically do anything to experience this. You don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to move in a certain place. You don't have to hold your hands or feet in a certain spot. It automatically flows through you. And now we're raising our imagination to become this seventh dimensional flow of source. And I want you to understand that your consciousness can reside anywhere. It does not have to always reside in that limited frame of reference, your third dimensional body. You can pull your consciousness out to the fourth dimension, and with the right techniques and the right words, you can pull your consciousness up to fifth dimensional energy, sixth dimensional awareness, seventh dimensional energy, and we can go higher. But the seventh dimension, this magnetic energy, is a really powerful higher dimensional, a very powerful force. And now you are this force. You have invited this force into your being. You've become this force. And I can assure you, in a few hours or a few days, you're going to remember this. And the goal is to keep this meditation on speed dial. So you're doing this on a regular basis. So you start to feel yourself more as a higher dimensional being, ascending your consciousness to higher ways of thinking, like pulling away from the river and the mess and the chaos of the third dimension, kind of like putting yourself on stilts so you can now anchor in higher dimensional energies. And I recommend if you're going to anchor somewhere, you want to anchor in the sixth and the seventh dimension. Bypass the noise and the chaos of the third dimension, bypass the complexity and the movement and the motion of the fifth dimension, and just experience yourself as source, because that's just as true. You're just as much source and a body within source as you are a body within this third dimensional lower vibration. All true. All of this is true. And you can pull your consciousness out and you can keep it here for as long as you can. And when we X out of this, I want you to keep this state of consciousness and this awareness for as long as you can today, tonight, tomorrow. And every time you feel yourself losing yourself in the roller coaster, just think about separating, sitting back and just separating, pulling your consciousness out, keeping it where it belongs in these higher dimensional understandings, and stop projecting so much energy and intensity into the lower dimensional version of yourself. I want you to feel around you in the room. I want you to fill up the room around you with powerful magnetic energy. Fill it up. I want you to feel the magnetic energy pushing against the wall, pushing against the ceiling, and you are that energy. You're all of it. You are this magnetic energy. And as you're walking, you are a magnet, literally a magnet, living in an ocean of magnetism. And your job is to bring your little part of the magnet to calm and balance, a nice, even, flowing wavelength. No disruption, just a nice, steady, calm, balanced, aligned wavelength. Keep your magnetic resonance calm and balanced, contained within this entire ocean of magnetic universe that we live in. And just learn to flow with this magnetic energy. Fill the whole room up with magnetic energy. Every time you walk, you're a magnet walking in a magnetic field. And I want you to physically experience that as much as possible. Feel the magnetic energy flowing through you and feel that same magnetic energy filling up the room. Magnetism, and you are in it. You're all of it. You're the source of it all, and you're also experiencing it all. And know that each of you has been preparing for this. I talk on TikTok all the time. I can explain these higher dimension energies to you, but you can't anchor them. But all of you have been doing the preparatory work, clearing space, calming and regulating your nervous system, removing tension and stress, and allowing the energy to flow. And now, as you experience these higher energies, because your lower dimensional life is becoming balanced and aligned, you now can experience an anchor and stay in these higher dimensional states. Can explain this to anyone, but not many people can anchor this level of energy, this level of magnetic pulsation, which you now have room to anchor, and you can grow into it and experience it and embrace it, surround it, let it surround you. You can now play with these magnetic energies. And again, I want you to feel the whole magnetic field around you and understand that we're all connected in an energetic web, in a web of light, but we're all also connected. We're all an integral part of this magnetic web that surrounds and interpenetrates the universe. You are a part of it, and you're all of it. And now we actually are connecting to one another magnetically. And you'll start to see when people talk. I work with my grandchildren, I hold them. It's magnetic. It's a magnetic connection. When I hold and hug my grandchild, that's a magnetic connection. That's real. Like we're passing magnetic energy to one another. And the collective is designed to collect and retain this magnetic energy from all of us, from our members. All of us are building magnetic energy, and the collective is holding it and holding that space. So when we plug into it again, all of that higher magnetic energy is still with us. I also want you to see when you're sitting here as source and you see yourself projecting into an identity, when you are successful in adding a new habit, doing something positive, saying a kind word, being generous, adding a new meditation habit, being more healthy. Every time you take an action like that, that improves your life, it's like planting a seed, and that action happens. And then the results percolate over time, all positive results, because you're taking positive action. They percolate, and you start to get more and more benefit from that original action. It grows and expands and it lives in time. So you're actually in your life harnessing all the positive energy that you're putting in. You're harnessing and getting the benefit of it. But what we don't see is that every positive action that you take also creates an equal and opposite positive magnetic energy. We just enjoy the three-dimensional benefits of our health and our meditation. We start to see ourselves differently. But you're also, every time you take a positive action, anytime you take any action, because if you don't take any action and just sit quietly in this magnetic field, nothing really happens. But when you take an action, particularly a positive action, it has a positive 3D output, but it also creates a positive magnetic energy. And just picture the collective. Every time you do something positive, every time you do something generous, kind, take a positive action, make a good decision, it's also creating a magnetic spin-off, an equal and opposite magnetic energy, and the collective is harnessing that. So the more of us that are doing positive things, the more powerful the energy of the collective becomes. And again, I want to be really clear, right? I understand these higher energies mostly through tantric and Vedic literature. These are things that were explained and understood. Maybe not called seventh dimension, maybe not called pulsation or Mott, the geometry and all that, using different words, but this is what it was describing. This ability to turn off the lower inputs, to turn off your senses, if you will, and simply allow yourself to experience, absorb, take a nice waterfall bath in this higher dimensional energy until you become more and more like that energy. Until now, there's really no difference between the source, the pulsating source, and you. It's all the same thing. It's done. That is an experience that is there now, muscle memory. It happened. It was a real experience. And now you've activated a whole chain of energetic events, a whole chain of events now. And the more often you do this, the more you create a rhythm and a repetition of these types of meditations, these types of higher dimensional, seventh dimensional magnetic energy, the more that force is activated and the more it flows through you. And the more you feel it, the more you realize that there is magnetic energy in this room and you'll feel all of it more and more and more over time. You've activated unseen forces that are now going to percolate and operate through you. Ah, it's done. And meditation doesn't have to take 3 hours. You don't have to go to a mountain. 10, 15 minutes, way more than enough. Do that on a regular basis, and you're well on your way to really transforming not only your character and your values and principles, but actually transforming the physical body itself and being able to embody more of light, more magnetism, more of this flowing universal energy that flows through us. I want you to realize that the universe is a pump, you're a pump, and all of this energy is constantly wants to flow through you. Now we're not blocking it anymore. We're no longer blocking it. We're no longer looking down, putting a lid on it, and only experiencing the lowest experience. We're taking the lid off, and we're now allowing all of these higher energies to flow through us. And if we want to picture it as a collective, each one of us is an individual part of the collective. And the clearer my channel is, the clearer you are as a channel, the clearer he is and she is, as we each do our own personal work to clear ourselves and allow this energy to flow, as a collective, when we link arms, the energy can flow much more freely through the collective. And we're just learning how this magnetic energy works, and we're learning as a collective how to gather it and then, what would be the right word? Push it in the right direction or point it in the direction that we want, in the creation that we want to create. So we have a lot more work to do, a lot more to learn, but I think we've made a really good start of at least learning how to clear our own channels, how to rise our own energy, and how to allow these higher energies to flow through us, and then how to work together to have the collective energy flow more and more. And just remember, the more good things you do, the more positive energy is created in your life and the more magnetic energy is created. And we're harnessing all of that. So we want you to be happy. We want you to be successful. We want you to be everything you want to be in this life because more energy flows through you, which means more energy flows through the collective. We're going to figure this out, folks. Be patient. We're getting there. And a lot of this, just to be honest, just on a personal level, a lot of this, you can't. It's like I always say, the more you understand, the deeper your experience. The deeper your experience, the more you now understand. The more you understand, the deeper your experience. And it's like an unfolding. We're going to keep learning and learn. Each one of us is unfolding, and together as a collective, we're unfolding. And we're actually not at the beginning. We're at the middle. We're definitely not at the end yet, but we're in the middle. We're not just starting this. We've been working on this for many months. And this clearing ourselves as a channel takes time. And the more you do it, the more you learn. The more you learn, the more you experience. The more you experience, the higher your understanding. So just continue to allow yourself to unfold and just accept these really, really big energies. Just accept them as a part of you. You don't have to be afraid of them. They're not separate from you. You already are all of those energies. You are the magnetic forces in this room. That's you too. You're all of it. Don't be afraid of it. Just open up and allow all of it to inhabit you and flow through you. That's what I wanted to share with you guys. I guess like my whole push, or the thing I really feel forced to repeat over and over again is this does not have to be difficult. Ascension, enlightenment, meditation does not have to be difficult. It's as difficult as we make it. It's as easy as we make it. As I said in the fourth dimension, nobody's playing defense, but also nobody's helping you. Nobody can do it for you. You're literally a free agent. It doesn't have to be difficult. It's as difficult as you want to make it. It's as easy as you want to make it. You can advance, you can jump, you can double jump and triple jump. You don't have to grind and make it difficult and, learn a foreign language or, go up on a mountain. That's all old stuff. We now have all of this knowledge. We pull it out and we create a more simple, more modern, easy way for all of us to ascend. And we are, each one of us on an individual basis and together as a collective. So I'll post this and I just want you to know I go to the thing in my phone, my nighttime meditations, and I do this, whichever one I choose. I go to the beginning of the meditation and I just do this over and over again. And the more you do it, the more it's real. You're just putting your energy, your focus, your attention into this. This now then becomes you. Whatever you put your energy and attention into, you become. Now we're becoming source energy. Thank you for being here. Thank you for holding the space. This is a really important space, and I really appreciate all of you for being here and continuing to hold the space and plugging in and putting your own light and energy into this. It's very important. Um, As we say, every time we even just together as a group, every time we do this, this activates unseen energy. Yeah, you're activating unseen energy in yourself, but this whole group, this platform, this space is activating unseen energy. I don't know what the results are. Let's just keep it going. Let's keep the cycle going. Let's keep it going. All right. And when we X out, most important thing, I want you to realize you're feeling balanced and aligned. I want you to look ahead and I want you to see like an infinity pool. Just keep going. You don't have to go back on the roller coaster. Just keep going in this calm, balanced, aligned state. There's no reason, of course, you will lose it, but you don't have to lose it. You can keep it as long as you can and you can get back into it. So, again, it does not have to be hard. I think that's the thing I keep coming up with. Why are people struggling with meditation? Why are people so confused about enlightenment or understanding? It's not really that complicated. A regular person can do it. I can do it. You can do it. We can all do this together. So let's continue to hold this space for the next crop of people that are ready for this. So thank you all. I clap you all up. You guys are awesome. Thank you for holding the space. And thank you for all the thank yous. All right. I will see you Friday, 4 p.m. Eastern, and we will do our meditation workshop. Please be there because that's where new people come because that's where we invite them to. And be there because the more people that are there, it looks like there's more people there. So let's keep the energy flowing, keep the energy up, and plus being there helps you and it helps you stay aligned. So I will see you guys all on Friday, and as always, you can message me on Circle, and I'm going to post this hopefully tonight and you'll have this meditation with you anytime. All right, guys. Love you all. Thanks for holding the space, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Take care.